whose kid cannot handle any sort of scolding or hitting because she gets fits or
Oh, okay,
seizures
okay.
if
Then
that
that
happens.
is a actual
So
mental
that's just an
problem. Then
example.
yeah. So
Yeah.
that can also
Yes.
happen.
So
That's also. Hello, 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 YouTube.
hello, YouTube.
Welcome back to yet
Welcome
another
back,
Causecast.
Causecast.
What's today's topic, Shan?
Today's topic is yet again another same important, dark, serious, blah blah blah. It's domestic violence.
Well,
I didn't give
honestly,
any sort of build up to it. It's nothing required.
there's nothing required. Well, honestly
Yeah.
speaking, Causecast is always going to be something based on a dark or something based on a serious or a grim topic because that's
Yeah.
the sole motive of Causecast. We are
On
trying
a
to.
topic,
Uh,
yeah, on a topic that requires some light shedding.
yep. So it has to be dark for us to shed light on
Yep.
it. Yep. So, anyways, if you guys are wondering where I was so long, since past 2 weeks I haven't uploaded any videos. Well, that is because you see the
The
stuff
answer is
behind me,
right
right?
on your screen.
Yeah.
The answer is right on your
I
screen.
was
Not
going
my
through.
mic screen though.
No, hers is gonna be soon. We are planning about
Yeah. Yeah.
something so that she can either record here with us in the studio or we get a studio upgrade for her and improve her side of things as well. But yeah, hopefully, let's see whatever happens. I'm not really
Let's
very
see.
sure. Yeah. So, anyways, domestic violence, pretty heavy topic in itself, but a lot to it, isn't it?
A lot to it. Domestic violence in itself is like an umbrella. There are or a tree. You call it a banyan tree. It has a lot of
Yep.
roots, branching out.
Domestic violence most commonly leads to mental stress or even
Or
physical
the other way
injuries.
around too.
Well, yeah, vice versa is also a thing for
Yeah.
domestic
Yeah.
violence. It also leads to child abuse. It leads to uh,
Child
problems.
abuse.
A
It
lot
leads to
of problems.
sexual
That's all. Like,
harassment.
yeah,
Blah blah
sexual
blah blah blah.
harassments. Sexual harassments. Uh, I don't know how many words we can use over here.
There
Like,
are a lot. You get the
yeah,
Bluetooth of Bluetooth.
blue.
What?
You get the idea of it. Brain fart moment.
Brain fart.
But yeah, anyways, you guys get the gist
Yeah.
of it. You guys get the idea. But yeah.
Yes.
All I'm trying to say is there are many words which we cannot tell officially on YouTube, as per my recent knowledge, and we should probably try cutting off on all those, like racial slurs and
that's
stuff like
facts.
SA
Yeah.
and stuff like uh, R and stuff like. There's a lot. There's a lot. Yeah.
You racial slurs, I think everyone pretty much gets what we
Yeah.
mean by that. Yeah.
So yeah, just. But whenever we are talking about topics like this, such words come up. So it's better if we are just a little careful. You don't want to offend someone or YouTube's algorithm. I've been a victim to
Just
YouTube's algorithm. YouTube has done domestic violence with me.
but yeah, like
I've been affected mentally from YouTube's domestic violence.
it makes sense. It makes sense. I'm pretty sure there are people out there who feel the same way too.
Yep. Anyways, domestic violence. What can it be started off as? Well, let's start it off with the most simple husband-wife thing, or
Couple.
boyfriend-girlfriend couple.
Yeah. The things between
Yeah.
couples, which
Yep.
more often than not happens abroad. I have.
No. It happens
mean-
in India as well. Where are
I
you,
mean,
Sharon?
no, I
People
mean
in
like
India get beaten
more.
up blue black.
See, in India, see, couples thing, I mean, yeah, shit, dude.
Yep.
But I have heard of a lot of, most of the cases stem from, foreign countries.
Yep. But honestly, the thing is, if there is a couple, there is bound to be some kind of argument, some kind of misunderstanding. One might not agree to the other's point completely, and then that leads to domestic violence.
It see nobody has the right to hit anybody unless
Yep.
it's the parent, the parent child relationship is something else which we will
Yep.
come to.
Yeah.
But again, when it comes to adults, even if it's your own parents, they don't have the right to hit you when you have crossed a certain age.
I mean, come on, you are adults. If you guys are expecting to be called as adults, addressed as adults, and treated as adults everywhere, you might need to sort your shit out. There are certain things, a certain point, a few limits which you need to respect and live by. You
Totally.
can't really go ahead and do childish things and then expect you yourself to be called as an adult.
I mean, pretty sure there are a lot of people who like being addressed as adults,
Most of us do.
still
Even
act,
I like being addressed as an adult.
but still act immature.
Yep,
That's what I was going to say.
yep. And majority of the times, the problem starts when there is any kind of dispute between two parties and they fail to address it on time verbally. And verbally, in the sense, I'm not telling you throw verbal attacks on each other. You
Yeah,
can sort it out in a peaceful, understanding way, mature
in a
way.
peaceful way, in a polite way. Again, there is a very famous saying that your tongue is like a knife,
Yep.
and it can hurt more than anything. So you need to choose your words carefully. When it comes to verbal communication, you need to be patient, you need to be polite, you need to choose your words and talk. Otherwise, you might tick off the wrong bomb.
Anything can happen when it comes to verbal thing, because you can tell something which might break loose some chemical in some person's head or the person who you are telling that shit to, and they might fall into a state of chain reaction and fucking
How many
murder
times
you.
have we both been triggered by words?
Yep, yep,
We haven't gotten into anything physical yet. Words are the things that trigger us the most.
yep. And we both to each other as well, keeping away the facts of others telling us things. We both to each other as well have told many things which has hurt each other.
Hurt each other. Exactly.
But that doesn't mean that I've gone and thrown fists at her or she's thrown kicks at me and then we both fought. And no, we tried sorting it out verbally and we tried to take things maturely, one thing at a time, like one step at a time, and sorted it out. And
The
if
best.
if
Yeah,
we
go ahead,
can
go ahead.
do it, I don't think there's something that tough for others to do. I get it. Whenever you are in a fight, you're not in a right state of mind wherein you want to logically and reasonably sort out things verbally. I know you are at a place where you want to throw fists, but you can, I mean, might as well give this a
Which
thought.
is why silence is the best solution whenever you're angry.
No, but that can
Just
backfire as well.
that can also backfire.
Yep.
That can also. But I think it has worked for us both, if I'm not wrong.
Yep.
I'm not sure about the others, but sometimes it does work out for us.
You can either choose to keep quiet and suppress your anger at that point of time, because anger makes you do things which you don't want to do.
Exactly.
You might regret it later that I shouldn't have done that or
Anger is
I should
the
have done that.
most. Yep. Anger is something you don't want to mess around with.
Yep. We had
Nah.
done a podcast, I mean a Causecast based on anger and why anger is dangerous.
We had. We had.
And
It was
it
pretty
is also
important.
considered one of the sins in Christianity, and it is also looked down upon and frowned upon in Hinduism. And many religions look down on anger and things that are resultants of anger. There is always a good way to sort out your things in a much peaceful way.
Yep. You just need to be. Think logically.
Yep, maybe if You are not angry. You suppress your anger while there is a fight or an argument going on.
Hmm.
Maybe there's a slim chance you might even come across a point which wouldn't have hit your head if you were angry.
How many times have have all of us been taking a shower and then suddenly randomly remembered one good point which we could have used in one particular argument, but then
Yep,
just
it,
left
it
out
is
because we
usually
were
whenever I'm
angry,
taking a shit.
or when we were not able to sleep. It happens. It
Happens.
happens.
But again, the best way is to sort it out in a mature way.
Yep.
You might regret your actions later on. And then, but
It's
at that point of time, it's too late.
it's easy to say, you know. It's very tough to be able to hold or suppress your feelings at that particular point of time.
But remember, once done, it's done. You can't
It's
bring it
done.
back. It's
Yep.
like
Once.
when a thread is broken and rejoined, it's always a knot. It cannot
Yep.
be joined the way it came from the factory.
Yep. Yep. That's very true. That's very true.
So, yeah, that is one part of it. And then when it comes to more severe parts of it, things go down to physical shit.
Hmm.
People start hitting each other. People start killing each other.
Exactly.
And that was the case in our previous Causecast as well. We covered 3 cases of domestic violence leading to murders.
Leading to murders.
Yep.
Yes. I think it was mental. No. I think Huberty, our previous case.
Not only that, I
He.
was talking about the Causecast and Shannon was talking about the Huberty case.
Oh yeah, I just remembered the Huberty case because even he had
Yep.
mistreated his kids and his
Signs of
wife and all
domestic
of that.
violence at home.
Yep.
And to a bad level. To a bad level.
Yeah, to a bad level.
Wherein he would hold up knives to his daughter's throats and
Kid's throat. Yeah.
threaten them. Punch his wife. Punch his daughters. That's a
Hmm.
bad thing. Come on. I'm just making the words as simple as it can be for you guys. I'm talking in nursery English right now. But yeah, it's a big no-no
It's a big no-no. It's not right to hit anybody, male or female. It's not right.
unless it's self-defense.
Unless it's self-defense.
Because you
Yes.
need to save your life. If the
Yep.
other
Yep.
person is coming at you with full force and you can see they are coming
Yep.
at you, might as well do something to save your ass. You don't want to die. You you'll regret that. Not doing something over there. That's when anger can help you. See, there's a good side and a bad side to everything.
That is you. More than anything, you need to know where and when to use it.
Yep.
Your anger can be useful at
Honestly
certain
speaking,
places.
even at situations of self-defense, I think you should stay as calm as possible because if you let your emotions take over, you can fail the task and
Mess
get
it up
hurt.
pretty bad,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
The reason we
Emotions.
say be calm is because when you're in a calm state of mind, you can think clearly. You
Think
can
of
think logically.
in case of an accident as well. The calmer
Yeah.
you are, the better state of mind you are in, the better you think to get out of finicky scenarios or situations.
It's hard to stay
I know,
calm in
I know. It takes a
situations like
lot
that
of experience and
yep.
nerve to stay cool in such situations. But if you can, you are the one who's victorious over that.
At least to save your life or to save somebody else's life, you know.
Potato, potato, anyways, coming back, it's the same thing. Your emotions
This
can
is
lead
just the
to
same
many
thing.
things, and domestic violence is one of them. Child
Yep.
abuse, the other part. How
Child
bad of a
abuse.
case child abuse is worldwide. Although,
Yep.
let me clear one more thing. Child abuse and parenting is two different things. Schooling your child, there's a
Yep.
fine line in between it. You cross it and
The
you have abused your child. But if you don't,
yes.
you're
You're
schooling
still
your child.
schooling, you're disciplining your
Yeah.
kid. I mean,
Disciplining your child.
Indians.
Yep. Woohoo! My god.
Indians. You guys will relate.
Yep. Indians, English, Australians. No, not Australians. There was
Europe, what?
Europeans, Indians, and
Europeans, yeah.
Russians, I guess.
Yeah.
Russians do get whacked, just like
Oh. Oh.
by their parents. My
Oh.
fucking god, we get it all right. We get it. We understand your pain. Europeans and Russians, we understand your pain.
Yep.
Whereas Americans and Australians and all the rest, they
Mm.
take
They,
child safety to a whole new level where it shouldn't even be, and the child starts taking advantage of it. There is seriously a thin, frail little line which, by chance, if you skip over, it's child abuse.
I I don't know how many how many of y'all have watched this reel on Instagram. It was I think this kid and her dad, they were going to, I mean, the dad was driving the kid to school or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
and I think the kid forgot her bag at home.
Mm-hmm.
And when she told it to the dad started screaming at her. Like, he was shouting at her. He was obviously frustrated because they were about to reach school and now he would have to take a whole nother, you
Indian
know.
kid?
No, this was an American kid.
Okay, okay.
And American or a black, I mean, black parent
Oh, black
also.
parents do school that
Oh.
kid just like Indians and any other. Oh my god. How did I forget?
He- exactly. I just remembered because of the reel. And so I was just going through the comments, and there were so many, most of them Americans, who were, going like, bro, stop screaming at the kid. You are mentally stressing the kid out. You are
Nah,
abusing the kid. Indians
there is
in the
no
comments were
abusing it.
like, you call
See,
this abuse, bro?
I don't I'm not throwing shade on Americans on the way they are schooling their child or whatever, but I do respect a few views in their way of schooling as well.
Hmm.
But it is necessary up to a certain point of age. When the
Yep, yep.
child is younger, the child is like a wet clay pot. You mold the child by schooling. It's like doing pottery.
Yes.
You mess it up, the child turns out to be back in the head. And then
Yes, yes.
you end up handling hell lot more than you expected you would. That is exactly why schooling is that necessary.
I mean, take it in that way, no? If you don't school your kid, you are the ones who are going to suffer at the end.
Exactly. Exactly. I know many people are going to throw shade at me for telling this, but yeah, it is what it is. Schooling is
It is
important.
what it is.
Americans, Australians, I'm not throwing direct shade at you. You guys do something good, which I also appreciate, but there is
Hmm.
something more to it. You need to do it that way. Trust me, screwing a child, screaming at the top of your lung on your child, or smacking him one or her one doesn't really affect the child that much. In fact, it molds him in the right way.
Now, see, if you bring them up with that particular mindset that hitting is bad, blah blah blah, that's when it's going to affect them when you first lay your hand on
Yep.
them. But
People
if you
say
start
going
from a
through
very young age,
Yeah, people say
yeah,
going through beatings when you were young, you're gonna turn out to be violent, you're gonna kill people and get aggressive.
we
No,
turned out fine.
honestly speaking, I haven't hit anyone in my entire life, except for self-defense whenever it was needed. If
Yeah.
friends of mine or buddies at school came up to me, tried to bully me, that's when I gave it back to them. But apart from that, I've never ever hit anyone on my own accord. Never.
It doesn't affect the kid in any way. It only molds them.
Yep. In fact, it's very necessary for you to put that fear in your child's head about what's wrong and what's right and what are the circumstances of the child doing something wrong.
I mean, would you rather prefer your kid heading over to somebody else's school bag and picking up a pen and going like, oh shit, I shouldn't steal, I will get whacked at home? Or would you rather prefer them taking the pen and going like, mom's not going to
Yeah,
tell anything?
be like it's mine. I picked it up, my property. Tell me.
Yeah,
And that thing can compound up when they grow up and they can even become big time
exactly.
criminals or thugs or whatever. It is kind of necessary when it comes to schooling that you need to do it in a right way
Hmm.
and just be sure that it's maybe at that point of time it might make the kid feel like shit. But that feeling shit thing is exactly what is needed at that point of time. Trust me, it's not gonna make the child feel like this is the reason for my depression 10 years down the line. I'm going to be
Yeah.
depressed because of this. I'm going to kill myself because. No. They're
Yeah.
going to look at
No.
it later on and be like, yeah, thank you, mom and dad. You did this. And I'm
Exactly.
at a better
At
place.
at that point, it might be annoying. It might be irritating. Why the
Yep.
fuck aren't they letting me do this? But later on, you'll get it.
You will get it. They will also get it. And as a whole, the team will get it. And you guys will be proud of it.
Hmm.
And the thing which I love about all these American and Australian parents is once the child is old enough, once the child is 18, get the fuck out of the house.
Yes.
We are no
Yes.
longer taking
That's.
care of you. If you're staying here, pay rent. You are no one to us anymore. You need help. We will give you monetary backup, mental backup, but nothing more than that. You do your own shit. You
Yes.
solve your own shit. If you get into trouble, we don't know you. I love that attitude because
Yeah.
when it comes to Indian parents, my god, they just go shit crazy. The child does wrong after wrong after wrong, even after the legal age, and the parents still support and get into trouble because of the child.
Mm.
Many cases. I've seen
Many cases.
family cases in that specific category.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen many of my family friends and my relatives, I mean the parent side, getting into trouble because the child did something which got the entire family into trouble. At that point of time, they could have just ignored their child and be like, "That is your problem. You are the one who caused it. Now you are the one who should solve it." That just doesn't happen in
The
India, at least.
thing with Indian families is the emotional attachment.
Yeah.
That's what. See, nobody blames them. That's always a factor. But it should be suppressed in certain areas.
Yep. It should be suppressed. It should be taken care of uh, by the person who has done it.
Hmm.
Yeah. Now someone might come ahead to me and ask me a question telling, now let's say you are a grown up. You have a
Mm-hmm.
family, you have a wife, you have kids, and you fucked up. Don't you approach your kids or your wife for a piece of advice or a piece of help? Now,
Hmm.
when the child is too young, you can't expect them to give you something reasonable
Yeah.
to work on.
Yeah.
Your wife can. Now, if the
Your
child,
wife can.
yeah, maybe if your uh, children are older, maybe they can give you a good piece of advice. Your parents are always there. They can always support you and give you something morally right
Hmm.
for you to get out of it. Not only morally, might even be legally right for you to get
Hmm.
out of. And asking approach, I mean, the asking approach to things in terms of domestic violence and in terms of anything is the best solution. Trust me.
Yep. Totally. And
Yep.
if that also doesn't work out, the asking approach or the talking approach doesn't work out, then I think self defense is your.
Honestly speaking, if the asking approach does not work out in case of domestic violence or speaking approach does not work out,
Yeah,
then I
speaking.
think it was just never meant to be.
Yeah, it was never meant to be
Yeah.
because if they are not ready to listen to what you have to say, I don't think it was meant to be.
Yep. But yeah, anyways, we are on the topic of child abuse. Now, child abuse,
Yes.
like I said, parenting is different from child abuse. Now, if you're doing something which is afflicting any kind of physical or mental strain on the kid for long term, like,
Yeah, like holding a knife to your kid's throat
maybe that
or a
can affect
gun.
them mentally. They
Yeah.
might be fearful for their life for a long time. They might get
Yep.
mental
They might
episodes
be
from that.
scared around you.
Yeah,
You don't want that.
yeah. Scared around. Now, if your child is scared of you, you don't expect them to tell you everything. Or
Yep.
if the child is annoyed with you, you don't expect them to tell you everything. Because they will go out, they might take something, they might do some wrong decision, they might take wrong steps in their life, come back home, not inform you about that because you had been shit to them when they needed you.
Exactly.
That is a mental toll. That is a mental stress. The child feels alone throughout their entire life, and he thinks or she
Hmm.
thinks there is no one for him or her
Yep.
or them. And they just constantly keep on doing things unknowingly, right or wrong, which can get them into trouble. And again, that's a whole different
That's a
story.
whole different thing
Yeah,
to talk about.
yeah. But yeah, you get the gist of it, right? What I'm trying to say.
Yep.
You
Yep.
can probably put mental trauma into your child's head by pressurizing them a lot. There was a story I was telling
Hmm.
Sharon the other day about the kid in 12th preparing for
Yes.
JE.
Yes.
JE is
Yes.
like this huge
Entrance exam
entrance exam,
for
entrance
engineering
exam. Yeah,
students.
it's an entrance exam for engineering students to get into the topmost colleges of India, like IIT, uh, BITS, NIT,
Yeah.
MIT, all that. These are like the top-notch colleges of India, and if you get into it, the respect value you get is oof, off the roof. And if you
Yeah.
crack the exam itself, that is whole another
Exactly.
level.
That you just need to crack the exam. You'll be
Yeah.
considered God.
People start preparing for exams of this caliber since like their mm, middle
Very,
school,
yeah, very young. Very young.
and they start taking special coaching from
Mm.
elementary school onwards, like the end of elementary school onwards itself, like
Yep.
special maths and special
Yep.
science, and it just keeps ramping up until the day of the exam. So
Hmm.
yeah, you can get the stress of the exam from here, right? We should actually
Yep.
do a video on all this as well. How things can stress on
Yeah. Yeah.
a
Exactly.
student's life as well. So yeah, this kid studies like 12 hours a day. 12 fucking hours a day. And that is not a simple feat to achieve.
Not a simple feat to achieve. Can mentally, physically drain you out.
Yeah, and the child was
Yeah.
taking just gap, an hour of gap. Come on, you're studying for the entire half of the day, and
Half day. You're
yeah,
studying for half of the day.
I can't study that much. I study for 1 hour. I take breaks for 12 hours. That is me. So yeah, this kid studies for 12 hours and he takes a break for 1 hour. He's gaming on his phone, probably playing BGMI, which I don't like. But yeah,
Hmm.
anyways, his mom barges in and goes like, "Hey, what are you doing? Why aren't you studying? You've got your exams next month and you're sitting, wasting time playing games." Now this takes the child off, and the child straight up ends up murdering his mother.
This is where your schooling should be in a limit. You
Yeah,
need to draw the line. See, when you know your kid is putting in the hard work, hard work, you know
you
your
acknowledge
kids.
it. You acknowledge it
Yes,
and you appreciate the hard work. If not directly appreciating it, you can appreciate it by making something nice for them, or taking them somewhere out, or like giving them some time off to let them recuperate their mind and chill down, go study. Because
hell, if my kid was studying for 12 hours, I'd be like, bro, take a 5 hour break, bro.
yeah,
My god,
I would
chill.
be like, you NEET is nothing. You might surpass NASA and go somewhere. Just chill.
I mean, see, 12 hours is not a joke.
Not a joke, and
It's not a joke.
it is it is something which both parties should understand, that when a student or anyone is studying or working hard to achieve their goals, both parties are in play over there. Both parties
Hmm.
should be, like equally devoted in it, but they should know when to stop and when to start.
Yeah, although you guys need to understand, we do not condone murder. We're just stating the
Yeah,
fact that this guy could have been mentally stressed out from all this studying and
The
the
bantering
mom
from
just
his
stating
mom.
something wrong just
Yeah.
ticked him off in a way which shouldn't have been. But yeah.
See, I mean, me or Sharon in no way or form are condoning that his actions were right, that he killed his mom and he did
Yes.
a right thing. No, he did something absolutely wrong. He could have calmed down, spoken to his mom, or hell, even walk out of the house for some time and then just return
Exactly.
whenever he felt pleased to come back and start studying again.
You don't even have to, you know,
Speak back. You don't even have to
shout
revert
or
back.
scream. Yeah.
Your mom comes, shouts at you. You know, when you know you're doing right, just just ignore it.
Exactly.
Just ignore
Exactly.
it.
That easy.
But again, many would argue that the child is at a young age. The child might not know the rights and wrongs. The
He
parents have
was in 12th, guys.
doesn't 12th. Old enough
He
to know his own
knows
shit. He's almost
right
17 at
from
this
wrong.
point of time. He's
And if
17.
he was, yeah, and if he is studying for 12 hours a day, come on, his IQ must be somewhere else.
Yep. So yeah, that is again that also kind of indirectly leads us to another thing, Sharon. Like
Mm-hmm.
domestic violence can happen from pent up frustration from other things as well, which
Yeah.
you pile up in yourself. You come back home, dump it on your children or on your wife
Yeah.
or on your
Yep.
parents. It happens that way also. There are many
It
cases wherein
happens.
children do domestic violence against their
Oh,
parents,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
and
Oh.
domestic violence goes in every direction. There is no end to it because it's all about anger, pent up frustration, depression, and things
Hmm.
just overflowing out of you in a bad way.
In a bad way.
The good way to
And
tackle it is probably therapy, I would say.
therapy.
That's like
Because if
the yeah, that's like the only
that's,
professional way you can
yeah.
deal with it.
Yeah, that's the only professional way you can deal with it. If you can, no, I don't think if you could deal with it by yourself, you wouldn't be doing it in the first place.
True that. But yeah,
Hmm.
sometimes people do change for the good and they can probably pick up a mindset of like, no, this is wrong. Whatever I have been doing
Hmm.
for this long is absolutely wrong. I shouldn't be doing that. It hurts me, hurts my family, hurts our mental peace.
Yep.
I and if you're literally being physical on the wife, that is also bad. Or kids or parents, whatever. If
Hmm.
you can use your head and calm yourself down, that is again a good sign. You don't even need professional help. You have won the battle
Yeah.
by yourself, and that is even more satisfying than anything else.
Yeah.
People get drunk, come back home. That's a common case in India with families which are below poverty line.
Hmm.
The husbands usually get drunk, come back home, beat the crap out of their children and their wives, and not go to work, take whatever the wife or the children earn, drink again, come back home. The cycle repeats. It's a vicious cycle.
It's a vicious cycle. I mean, domestic violence can go up to such a level where even your neighbor or your family friend
Yeah.
themselves can
Yep.
affect you.
Yep.
Speaking of that, we'll be covering a case about
Oh yeah, we will be. Oh, there
child
is a good
abuse.
case coming up. There is a good case of child
Yes.
abuse coming up, and how things turned to hell for that specific person.
Hmm.
So yeah,
I
that's
remembered
another
from
thing.
family friend.
Yeah,
Yeah.
family friend. But that person wasn't a
Or
family friend. A
caretaker.
family
Caretaker.
caretaker.
Caretakers also can come under the domestic
Yeah,
violence
yeah.
cycle because they are living under your roof.
I have been victim to domestic violence by my caretaker.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Back then, when I was like 1 or 2 years old, my mom used to leave me with a babysitter because she had work at that point of time. And come on, parents do need to work, all right.
Hmm.
You can't be like she could have stayed home, taken care of you instead of opting for a babysitter. Come on, everybody nowadays does that. And this is long time back. I was 2 years old, 1 or 2 years old, and my mom had brought this known babysitter from our village, and their family was pretty broke at that point of time. So my mom
Okay, okay.
like what do you call it, volunteered from her own side and asked her, would you like to come to my place? I will take you to the city. You can stay at our place, take care of my son whenever I'm at work because no one is at home. My elder son goes to school, my husband goes to work, and even I go to work. There's no one at home. So if you come, stay with us, take care of my child when I'm not at home. I will pay you this much money. You can take it, go back home, have a vacation, enjoy with your family, come back again, and that cycle. You get it right. That cycle of employment. And then we bring her, she agrees, we bring her. I don't even remember her name. I was that young. I don't remember her face. I don't even know this happened to me. Which is another
Then
point why schooling is not that effective because your child is young. They're gonna move ahead of it. They're gonna move over it. They're gonna go past it and be like, yeah, what I did was wrong, probably. And
see,
should
some
have.
kids can take it in a good way, some will not.
Yeah. You need
So,
to gauge your child according to how they are.
yeah.
If you
Yeah.
think they can take it, good. And it's necessary.
There are some kids who can't take scoldings. I mean, I have a colleague of mine who, whose kid cannot handle any sort of scolding or hitting because she gets fits or
Oh,
seizures
okay.
if
Then
that happens.
that is a actual
So
mental
that's just an
problem then.
example.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that can also
Yeah.
happen.
So,
That's also the
yeah,
case.
continue.
But yeah, again, what we just went tangents anyways. So yeah,
Yeah,
we
sorry, my bad.
no, I started the tangent.
Okay.
So we brought her home. She comes and then she was fine for a week. The second week, apparently my mom was saying, I don't even recollect anything out of it. She had scratched my cheeks off, bitten my body, and I was absolutely bleeding by the time my mom came back.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Okay, I think I remember this story.
Mom must have told you.
No, I think you told me.
I told? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
I was bleeding and I was crying the shit out to a point wherein the neighbor called my mom and told, your son is crying. I think you should head back home. There's something wrong. And my mom
Was
comes
it
back home.
cuteness aggression?
I have no fucking idea. I mean, if you make someone bleed and fucking
Oh, that's not
bite them
cuteness
and
aggression.
scratch them, that doesn't seem like cuteness aggression to me. And if that is
Yeah.
cuteness aggression for you, you need to get some help. Whoever
You need to get some
is
help.
suffering
Yeah.
from that.
Yeah.
So yeah, my mom rushes back home. She sees me in that state. She's horrified. She was thankful that I was alive and I did not have a knife stuck up somewhere on my body. You never know what can happen.
You never know. You never know.
Yeah.
True that.
And at that point of time, my granny got a gist of it. She used to stay like few blocks down our house, and my granny got a gist of it. She came down home. She screwed the hell out of mom. She was like, "How the hell can you expect a stranger to take care of your own child? I am here. You could have asked me to take care of your child. Why did
Share the
you?"
point.
Yeah, but
But again, mom would not have wanted to,
yeah,
burden her with
burden
you.
her because she was getting old, and then she
She's
had
old. Exactly.
things of hers, her own to
Yeah.
do at
Makes
home.
sense. Makes sense.
So that was the reason why she didn't opt for Granny to do things for me. But that's what happened after that, anyways. Granny used to take me home with her
There was
whenever.
no other option.
Yeah, mom would drop me off at my granny's place when she would leave for work, and then while she would come back, she would pick me up, or Granny would walk me back home, and then we both would have a grandson granny time on the way back home, have fun. But yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Anyone can do domestic violence. You might not even know that person. Your maid can do domestic violence. You can do domestic violence on the maid. There are many cases of that as well. Famous case
There
was a few years down the line. An actor from Bollywood did that. I don't know how far it's true, how far it's false. It was a controversy. I don't want to head into
I
it. I don't
see.
want to step in it there. Whatever it was. So yeah, domestic violence can go many ways. That's
That's the whole gist of it.
yeah. And it can
There
be
is
handled
no end to
maturely.
it. It can be handled maturely.
Professional help is one of the ways out. If you can win over your own demons and get out of it, that's another thing. And that's something to be more proud of.
Yep. I mean, when you get out of a fight with yourself, it's something that you'll always be proud of later.
And get out
And
of a fight by not killing the other person. Get out of a fight by maturely handling it. Yeah, again, like if some kind of harm is being imminent, you know it is coming. Without,
it's
then
yeah,
yeah,
it's
you need to get into a fight and save your own ass. That's fine.
it's like, you know, a fight with the other person and a fight with your own demons as well.
Yep. Yep. So yeah, actually we
So
covered
yeah,
everything. Do you have anything
yep.
to
I think we
shimmer light upon?
sprinkle upon. No, I think we got everything, isn't it? We got the child abuse part. You got the
Yeah.
couples part.
Yeah.
We got
This feels
got
much
everything.
more robust and complete than the previous time we recorded.
Oh, thank God we recorded for the second time.
Yeah, I hope everything.
I
the
just
audio
hope there
shit
is no
fine.
technical issue.
Yeah, I really hope, man. Seems
Yeah.
like everything is working just fine. If something isn't, I'm gonna
Cry.
do domestic violence on myself. So
I
yeah.
won't let him do that. It's okay, Mom. I got you, son.
So yeah, that's all. That's about it for today's episode. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. You guys do the regular stuff, not the regular way. Do it indifferently and come on, it's time.
Come on, surprise us.
Yeah,
Surprise us, guys. It's high time you surprise
Yeah.
us. We are waiting for it.
Yeah, 3 years down the line, come on. How much more do you expect from a person to continue on shamelessly without giving two fucks about it and then end up giving up? So yeah, anyways, that's all about
Anyways, that's a story for another day.
story for another day. I'm fighting my own demons. Sharon is fighting her own demons. We all are fighting our own demons. So yeah, please help us through.
Yes.
Yep. With that being said, that's all for today's episode. See you in the next podcast
See you in the next one.
related to this
Until then,
domestic violence itself. So until then,
Yes. Yeah.
stay safe.
Causecast.
Yeah.
Love you all.
Safe. Love you all. Stay awesome,
And
guys.
Stay awesome, guys.
Thanks for watching and good night.
And good night.